what was the trigger point that, you said you grew up with that background and with an awareness of religion and an interest. When did you decide to do that semi-reversion, as you call it?
So as I said, I was always kind of really intrigued by transcendent and almost metaphysical questions since a young age. This is quite strange, and when I remember about it, I can easily remember when I was a small child and I was asking myself some question about death, about what happens after death, about why am I here? I could have been born in another family, I could have been white, or I didn't decide. So I was asking myself all these kind of questions and the purpose of life at a very young age. And later when I discussed that with my parents or with some people, they were a bit say, no, come on, at 10 years old, you don't ask this. But I think all the kids, somehow they ask these kind of questions at one point or another. And I would say, I remember when I was around 11, 12, because as I said, I grew up with some friends that were from like Muslim backgrounds and so on. So I remember my first religious practice was actually fasting during the month of Ramadan, not the whole month. So I started actually to, so I decided to do one day of fasting when I was very young. I was 11, 12 years old, even though nobody in my family was doing it that month. And it was a very, very like interesting experience. So I would say that at a very young age, I was kind of attracted to a kind of practice, a kind of putting into practice. If you believe in God or if you believe in something, it has to be reflected in your daily life or in your activity or in what you decide to do or not do. So I this little experience when I was young, but after I will have to say that I didn't think much about religion until I became like in my late teenage years or even young adult years, late 19, early 20s. I started to really get more into religions, to educate myself, to read a lot, and that's when I decided that Islam was the religion that was the best, the most suited to me, to what I believed in, and it was probably the purity of this religion, because obviously I had also some Christian friends from a young age that were going to oblige the kind of institution. I'm not here to judge any religion or whatever, but I knew that the way in Islam we had that direct link, that sincere and direct link with the Creator without any intermediary.